Okay, it looks like we are live. So welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing some more work on Ostrich DB, the bindings. Uh, Twitch stuff popping up. Yeah, so hopefully the stream goes well. The last time there was some internet issues. It's a weekday now, so hopefully it works better. We'll see. We'll see. I might have to just record a video again if this doesn't work out. Yeah, so let's just get into it. So I have done some work off camera since the last one. So if you watch the video, let me just open up this finding stuff. Odin, there we go. So if you watch the video, it ended kind of on a bad note. It was not working. I did fix it, kind of. That's with a bit of an asterisk. So it looks like the stream's going well, so that's good. Um, I'll get to that, but I'll show it working first. So let's see. I have this. Whoops, that's not what I do. So I have this C file. So this basically just defines this, and then we can link with it, and then we can call the functions. And I do want to correct something. So I was calling it a shared object, but that's not what we're compiling it to. That would be if we're linking with it at runtime, but instead it is just an object file. Yeah, so that is the correct terminology. So let's do Odin build, and this should work. Yeah, and then we can compile it using GCC, and then here is that. So let me actually remove these public and 10. And then if I run it, it's going to create it. So this was failing last time, but now it does work. Actually, oh dear, something's going on with the encryption. Let me see. I think actually that's because of how it's set up, and I'll get to that. It wasn't actually set up properly. But if I go here, I think it will have created it. I'm not sure. So it did create the collection. So that's all it is. It just creates this file. Yeah, so I think it failed because if I open up the engine here and we go here, when we call this, we set it up, but then we just kind of end there. What we need to do is call this function again, and then it will set up all of these things and kind of set up the server. So I think that's what the issue was. So let me see. I think we can just do, we might have to check it out, but let me just try this. Call it again, and then it's going to be all set up, right? Yeah. So if I do that, and if I just go back here and I remove these files again, whoops, public and 10, and then now when we run it, it should work. No, okay, so it still says that. I wasn't doing that before, but I did call it a basic thing. So let me comment this out. Let me do that one more time. Run it. See, it wasn't doing this before, so I don't know what the issue is here. Right, it was doing a different bug, which we saw last time. Which to fix it, a temporary fix is I patched the Odin code. So if I go here and it was in this file, specifically with this enum, and then this not this one, which one was it? And then this union, was it that one? I think it was this one, right? So we were trying to interpret it down here. If I can find it, yeah, SHA 256. So this one, it was trying to enforce the enum type, and then that was failing because it was like the same enum, but it wasn't the same one. So it has something to do with how it's importing or something like that, but only when you call it from the object file, not when you're calling it from directly from the Odin code. So I'm not sure what that's about exactly. So what I did to fix it was I made this. This is just temporary, right? Because obviously we can't really ship this. So I need to figure out how to fix it without this. But just to get it working, so I could continue implementing stuff, I just created like an alternate map, and then we can just convert it to an integer, and then that fixes it. So I'm not sure what this is because I wasn't getting this before. So that is a bit problematic. Like I was testing it yesterday and it was working. So you know what? I didn't recompile it, so I think that's what it is. If I do that and then I open build again and call GCC, and now when we run it, that is not right. That's not right either. Interesting. So nothing works. What? See, it's dev mode. Right. So this was working yesterday. So oh, you know what? It might be because the password is it's not password. Something like that. And then that would be, I don't think we're verifying it though, so I don't think that's what it is, but we'll try it. We compile everything and run it, and it still does this. So this was not found in there. I'm not sure why. Yeah, okay. Things just break for no reason. Very cool. Does this need to all be capital? Right. We'll see. No, okay, so I have no idea what the issue is. What? That's crazy. I didn't change anything since yesterday when it was working. And it's just not working now. Looks like the stream is working well. That's good. Yeah, the mic's working. Good, good, good. Uh, let's see. Yeah, so I don't know what the issue is now. Well, I mean, it's probably this, right? Calling it over. Oh, shoot. So it's not setting it to initialize? It's supposed to. Right, so that was what the issue was there, but let me just, let's call the remove, and then we'll call the Odin again. Okay, so now this will work. So if we run this, it creates that, and then we call this. So this is something that we need to fix. Hello, how you doing? Penguin operator, what is up? Now when we recompile it and then run it again, it will create the collection, and it won't give that error. Yeah, all right, so it created the collection, and we can see it here. So it's actually public, standard, and here's the collection that we just created. There's not really content in it now. And I believe all of these should work because these are functions. Let's see, collection creation, like, so these should work. There is some issues, like when you create the record, it's gonna come with a prompt like, do you want to create the collection as well or whatever. Obviously we don't want that. So we need to write wrappers around these existing functions to sort of abstract away some of that code. But we'll get to that. First I want to fix the issue with this because it's not going to work if we just call it like this unless it's already created. So let's see. All right, so break, and then what happens at the end of this function? Right, it returns 0. Hope your internet, yes, me too. It seems to be okay now. um Last time I streamed it was a weekend, and it doesn't work very well on the weekends because there's a lot of people, like my neighbors and stuff, using it, and that affects that affects my internet, I guess. So right now it's like a good time because it's a weekday and it's earlier in the day, so not as many people are on it. So it's working well. And hopefully it will. Yes. Uh, yeah. So I need to figure out what to call here. So what happens after we call start bindings in? Let's go to this main.odin, and then we have this. Yeah. So it should call. Oh shoot, we need to. Yeah, let's just set this to true then. I think we can do that. And then call this over, and then it's gonna go into the second case. So I think that should work, and then we should be able to call these directly, at least temporarily. Like so, Marshall is still working on Ostrich Light, which I thought I had open here, but I guess not. Which is gonna be so much better. Like I read through some of the code. It's still, I think it's like halfway done. He said. Um, but yeah, it's gonna be a lot better to work with that. Um, so it's kind of gonna have to be refactored again, but that's not really a big deal. Yeah. Because this, like, you have to understand, he's been working on this for like a year or whatever. And he wasn't sure exactly like the full plan when it came out. And it was built to be a CLI, so it's not meant to be called really from other areas. So that's kind of why some of the stuff is built the way it is. Got something like, all right. So let's remove all of these, and then we'll load and build again. Oh, GCC, and then it should work. So if we run it, yeah, there we go. So it created the config file, signed in. So obviously we don't want this. Like we don't want this printed out, but we'll leave it for now. And then it creates the collection. So there we go. Now we can call it, and we can even call create cluster in my DB1, and we can just call it my cluster1. How does the whole engine work? So it's basically a database, right? There's a lot to it, so I can't explain all of it, but it's a database. There's no SQL, no Squeal, no JSON. So it's its own kind of thing. And basically, there's collections, which are like the files of the database. And then within those collections, there's different clusters. And within those clusters, there's records. And these are where the actual values are stored. So I can actually provide the link. I should have put that anyway. There we go. So you can read through it here as well. But I'll do a brief overview anyway. So yeah, there's records, and that's where the values are. And currently the data types, let's see, I think there's gonna show data types. Let's see. There's somewhere in here where it says, yeah. So here's the integer. So just 64-bit integers, I think, is what it is by default. There will be more in the future, but that's just all he has now. String, float, boolean. So most of the things that you would need. And then there's also arrays, and then some date stuff and things like that. Yeah, so basically then it creates files. So these private stuff, this is like the user, right? So when you create a user, like we have in here, so we call this, there's a username and a password, and that's used for like the encryption. And then the public, so this is where the main data is stored in this standard. So here's the database that we created, and then it's all encrypted, so I can't just open it up, right? You can't understand it. But there's clusters within there, and those clusters have records, which have values, and that's basically the overview of it. Cobb sorting live, yes sir. How you doing, Pra? What is up? And it seems to be working well, so that is good. Not as much of a mess as last time. Yeah, working on the same thing as last time. That I guess didn't really go very well. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, so that's basically the overview. Yeah, again, you can read more about it. It's very detailed, the documentation. Really good so far. Very glad for that. Let me try this. I think that'll work. Best stream months, true. And I forgot to define, we have to create. So I'll make a .h file that will have all these, and this will be in the repo. I just don't have it yet. So collection name and then cluster. And that should work then. Yeah, so there we go. So we created the cluster, and then I think we can even fetch it. So let's do fetch collection, and that'll just print out all of the data in there. So obviously for this function, we want it to, it does that now actually. Broad collision detection, not really. I have not done much stuff with that at all. Twitch is like all good. Yeah, the Twitch app is kind of crappy. Twitch website. Yeah, I haven't done really anything. Anything with collision detection. I don't know what you mean by broad exactly. Let me see if I can look it up actually. Like, is that a specific thing, or what do you mean exactly? But yeah, I have not really anything like that. Very bright. Stam would do. Yeah, definitely. That's more of a Stam thing. Right. Broad phase. Is this what you mean? Broad phase collision detection? Yeah, I haven't looked into that really at all. Let's see. Fetch it. So this is gonna return a string. Now that I think about it. Yeah. So I don't think it's gonna print it out, but we'll see what it. Because I don't remember exactly. We'll see. I think I have to update some stuff. Let's see. So collection name. Not specific. Structures include quadtree or grids, but also specific algorithm. Yeah, so I haven't done really any of that. I know Stam has done some stuff with quadtree. He has some videos on that actually. He does it in Rust because he's a big fan of that. Real C developers don't care about these kinds of algorithms because C is already fast enough. So true. Yeah. So he has. Excuse me. Can we get this channel, please? Oh my goodness. Where is it? We got a Mr. Zozen. Let's see. If I go to channel, it should come up. Yeah, there we go, right here. Yeah, he has something. It might be this one. Yeah, I believe it's this one. So I think this one talks about quad trees. I don't have the audio on, so you can't hear it. Yeah, here, check out some of these videos. So experimenting for some years because it's kind of difficult to optimize, and there's just so much to it. Right? Yeah. How to repair rust on your car, such as the C thing. Yeah, it kind of really, I think really C++, right? Like they do the game development stuff in that. I don't know. I don't do a lot of that kind of stuff. But yeah, these videos, it is Rust, but like the main concepts still are there. If you really need any materials for it, just ask. Okay. Yeah, well, if you want someone who has C++ band, true. Stam is on the Discord, so you could talk to him about it if you wanted to. Yeah, but since you don't need materials. Let me try this. So we can't do that. Interesting. I don't know why exactly. That's okay though. So I'll need to figure that out. So this is working now. The exit will need to free stuff. So right now it's leaking some memory and whatnot. But let me look at how it does it actually. So when we run the command line, right, we are not running this one. Ooh, yes, we need to. I don't think we really have this server anymore. I think that's been done. Unknown command. C++ has been banned. W. That was loud. Okay, let me look at the start command line. I don't know if that. Whoops. I didn't write this part, so. What happens when you call exit, right? That's gonna be in the commands. Yeah, run user logout. So we need to call this function basically. Yeah, run user log out. Okay. So it updates stuff and it says we've been logged out. One, so that's like exiting. Right. I don't know if there's any way really to call this at the current stage. Okay. Yeah, so I think we can basically call this, and there is some memory leaks in here. Um, right, like in the program itself. So that, which are being fixed in the rewrite, but yeah, let's see. We can use Valgrind and figure that out. So we need to implement that. Pretty much we'll just call the logout, I think. That'll be good. So I don't know if that's creating issues here. Already exists, right? Let me remove it. I'm gonna run out again. Cluster ID is not found in collection. I don't know why. Cannot find cluster. Right, we create the cluster. Let me fetch the collection. I'm a little confused. Why can't it find the cluster? Records, we didn't call records, so oh, this might be for one of the. Let's see, where is that at? Let me get rid of this fetch again and start over. There's some issues with the encryption. It is a work in progress. Right. It says the cluster was created. So we weren't getting this before, so I don't know what caused it. I think we can just call the cluster without this because it should prompt us to create it basically. Yes. Yeah, so it creates it, but then it gives errors. So why is that? I don't believe that happens in FFmpeg. We'll run. This should still work. And then I can sign in. Okay, it's not set up. I messed up the password. I cannot type. There we go. Okay, and then relaunch it. I just want to see what if I do this. So this will create a collection or a cluster. Yeah, so it does it fine. Get failed to decrypt file. I'm not sure why it says that. But if we fetch it, then you can see it created the cluster. So this is what it looks like when you fetch it. Yeah, I don't know why it would be doing this here. Because it works like the same way, so the NLP will get to that as well. Create cluster. Let's see. Handle. Yeah, let's open the operations. Cluster creation. So I don't think there's anything else that we'll need to set up. So this is the NLP stuff, and that's a lot of what we used. Let me see if there's just something that sets it up. I don't think so, really. It's basically just call to it. Yes, we should be able to just do this. So it doesn't exist. Oh wait, is that why it says? Not find cluster. No. Right. But this is the collection, so I don't know why it says I can't find the cluster. That's what I'm confused on. We create the cluster. Not create cluster. We're not getting that. What are you working on currently? So I am. This is a project that Schooly, this guy, has been working on. It's basically a database, and what I'm working on is the bindings to get to interact with it programmatically. Because right now it's a CLI, like you can see here. I run it again. Um, right, it's a CLI, so you can do database stuff. Like I just made some data here, and you can do new foo.bar.bans of type. Right, so just make a value there. Whoops, I did that wrong. There we go, like that. And then I can fetch it, and there's the value we just made. So that's basically what it is, and there's no way to call it from C or any language really to interact with it programmatically. So that's what I'm writing here. How do you write a CLI without making a lib first? Yeah, well, it is what it is. That is how it was written. It was just written to be a CLI, right? Mm. And so a lot of the code expects it to be a CLI. So it prints out a lot of stuff, and a lot of things don't really work if you just call the function. So you have to change the functions around, right? I don't know why this is failing. So where is that at? It's calling records.odin, but where is that? Code editor in C. W? Is it on GitHub? I could look at it. 9122. Uh-huh. We don't, why are we calling create record? So what part is calling this? It's kind of unclear. Check if record exists. Rating cluster. So it's in the, where is that called exactly? Oh, is it generate ID? It might. Check if user ID exists. No, this doesn't seem to. Oh, it might in here. Let's see. Nope. I don't see that anywhere. That's some of the ID stuff. Create cluster. I don't think that would. Create cluster. Check if cluster exists. But where is it checking if the record exists? When it checks this. Yeah, so this doesn't call that at all. So that's not it. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly. That's kind of strange. What made you switch to Odin? Well, this project's written in Odin, so gotta use Odin to do that. There is C though, right? C right here, because I'm compiling the Odin to an object file and then linking with it in the C program, so we can call it. So both Odin and C. Odin's pretty good though. It's kind of like whoops, it's kind of like Go, but with manual memory management. Yeah, so I have used Odin before. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I like it more than Zig. Zig just feels kind of really complex. And there's like a lot that goes into it. Whereas I feel like Odin still remains somewhat simple. Um, like C++ and Rust and Zig, I feel like they are similar in the sense that um they get complex. Don't really know how to explain it, but they feel really complex. Whereas Odin, Go, and C feel simple, right? C especially, of course, but um, yeah, that is how I feel. So that's kind of why I like it. Uh, mm, Complex and weird, very true. Create record. So yeah, I don't know why we're calling that, but it is causing an error. Cluster ID. So where is this? Let me see if I can search for it. Search for an occurrence. Oops, that. So it is in the IDs. Oh, we're creating a record for the IDs? Interesting. I don't know how a lot of the backend works here. With the private, like the private section. I understand the public stuff where that's the data that you're creating, but then there's some stuff that gets tracked in the private. It is lagging sometimes. Ooh, it seems all right now. But yeah, I can see the bitrate has been fluctuating a bit. Um, Hopefully it stays stable or mostly stable. If there's a couple lag spikes, think can survive with that. But yeah, I can see it says in OBS drop frames, 968. So it must have gone out for a second, partially. I can't do anything about it though. It's just how it is. Mm, yeah. So I don't know why it's on this error. That is the confusion. Cluster ID is not found in collection. Creating cluster. Is that creating cluster? Yeah, okay, so it goes here, and then the something else that it calls. So it's one of these that prints out this error, right? And then it does create it successfully, so it's not really a problem, but I feel like the tracking, something in the private is tracking it. Let's see. Let me move this main.c back over here because you studying something. I'm not currently, but I did you mean like school? Like I took software development, a year of that. But currently I am not. Yeah, I want to be able to fetch it. So let me try this now. What if I do all this and then log in and then try to fetch it? Alright, so I can't decrypt the file. So something with the encryption is getting messed up. Oh, you know what? That could be a problem, right? So if I go here, I think some of these don't encrypt. And we need to actually do that. Yeah, so this calls encrypted collection. But if I go to, which one is this? Cluster creation. I think the creation ones do encrypt. Right, because this one does, right? Calls encrypt collection. But then some of them do not. I think it's the fetch. The fetching does not. Let's see. Collection fetch right here. Yeah, so it calls this and this decrypts it. But then it doesn't re-encrypt it. So I think that's actually creating an issue and we need to fix that. I made a note that this was a problem. So if I go into, actually, let's go to the commands because we call it from here. So if we go to dot fetch, this is fetching it, collection, right? So this fetches it and then it calls encrypt again. So I think if we just move this into here, it should pretty much work. So we do, this returns a string. So, you know what? Okay, let me do something real quick. So this is going to return a string. We convert a string into a C string. I think you can do that, but it gets a little complicated because it has to allocate. So, but this actually, yeah, it returns a value. Can I do this? Can we call that? Just to print it out. Let's do this actually on the, we can do it on both of them. Really on the question, because that's what we're using right now. It should return that. That's what we want it to do. But for now, I'm looking at it to see if it's working. Format, can I import? I'll just do it here because it's temporary. I don't know if it's going to work exactly. Okay, there we go. So that is working. It is fetching it. We need to, when we fetch it, it's an Odin string, and that won't work in C. So we need to convert it. Let me go to Odin. I think there's something in here for converting C string. Whoops. Overview. Converting C string back and forth, right? Because you can convert an Odin string, or wait, let me see. You can convert a C string into an Odin string by casting it, just like this. But you can't do it the other way, because it has to be allocated. Yeah, so in core strings, let's see. Okay. Oh yeah, okay, so clone to C string. So we can call that. And then I think we can just call like we can't we need to decrypt it when we return it, I guess. I'm not sure how it does that in SQLite 3. Like there's the bindings for this, and you can fetch values. Let's just do there should be like documentation here, I believe. Looks like the stream is going all right, so that's good. Documentation. It's very light. It doesn't look like there's a dark mode, so it is what it is. It's already kind of light in here, but programming interfaces. Right here, this is what we want. So I forget which one it is. It works a bit differently, right? Which one's like return a value? That is too light. Yeah. Let me try here. Oh, whoops, I want to. I think we can read it. Let me see which one it is. So prepare or finalize or something like that. Ooh, this might be kind of hard to read. I just want to see. I think it just allocates it and returns it, and then the user has to read it. We'll just say that's how it'll work for now, at least. This is the wrong thing. So we can return a C string. So we'll do it with this one first, and we'll import 4 strings. And we can do return. Let me add a note. So allocates needs to be freed by right. Because we can't really free it all on exit, I don't think. So it'll just have to be manually free. Strings dot and what was the function? Whoops, I'll close this again. Strings dot clone to C string store, and I think that'll pretty much just work. So again, there's some issues with the encryption, but we'll get to that. So I think we can do that, what's that? And then we can do printf. Let me see if this will work. Format. Oh yeah, we can get rid of that again. Oh, do I already import that? Okay, I guess I do. So get rid of this. There we go. Collection. Oh yeah, we need to add return type. Okay, we call this, and it does print it out. Okay, perfect. And it is going to leak it, so we can just call it foo down, and that will foo it. Whoops. Yep. Lib. And that doesn't work. So is it not? Oh, you know, it's not allocated using malloc. So how can we free it? Interesting. I'm not sure. Can we call malloc? Right. I don't know if that will work. Yeah, so actually, I don't know if we can do that. I'll have to think about that. It's just gonna leak for now, I guess. I called out, guy. Let's recompile it. Let me see what it says. Yeah, so it does leak it. Can I do? I don't think it has debug symbols, so it'll give an idea. Oh yes, there's actually quite a few leaks. So we'll worry about that later. I'll need to think on that. We can fetch it. That is good. And we should be able to really do this for any of them. We could just write the same thing. So All those should work. So if we do fetch cluster, so my cluster 1 exists. There's actually no data in it, so I don't know if it will print anything. Issues. Oh shoot. So the record returns something different. So that one's not quite gonna work. So we'll have to wait on it. I wanted to return a string though. So, well, actually, maybe we should return a struct. You make like C struct. Or will the structs work with C? I'm not sure how that's gonna. I don't know if they are aligned the same way in memory. We will see. But yeah, so I don't remember exactly what it returns. Fetch record. If I go with fetch record is types.record, and that's gonna be in here. This one, record. Record. So yeah, it's just a struct. So we might be able to return this and then use it from C, but I'm not sure if they are compatible. Well, it is a string as well, so that's not exactly good. So we might need to convert it to one that uses C strings. Right. That'll be fine. We'll be able to do that. But let's do this first. See, so that should work now, right? Oh yeah, C string. Right, so that one should work. And there we go. Yeah, so here's the cluster that it prints out. Very good. So those are working. I'm not sure how much I want to really refactor them though. Right, because pretty much this functionality is fine. It prints out some stuff here, but I don't need to really refactor all that, and then it's just gonna switch over to using the light. This one right here, which won't have all that stuff already. So I think we can just use that. So I'll just write it like this, and then we'll just change the function names basically when we get to using the light instead. So we could do the exit now. Just add that to operations, right? Or it could be in the main. Let's see, how is this called? So we call main RSP init, and we can call ostrich exit. Right. And that's just gonna call the logout for now. We don't actually need to pass anything. And what was the logout? If I go to commands, yeah, so just this. Well, we don't need to log that. Let me see. Yeah, it's in main. Let's make what it is. And it seemed to have worked. Right, so that actually might be what's causing the issues, at least partially. Like where it says failed to decrypt data. Yeah, it doesn't exist, so we need to create it now. Yeah, so this one is because when we call the fetch, it doesn't re-encrypt it. So that's something that will need to be fixed. Yeah, I have 45 minutes before I have to go. To create the cluster and then fetch it. Okay, there we go. So I called that. And yeah, we don't want to create it over and over again. So yeah, we need a function really to check if cluster exists. So we can like something like that probably. And that's gonna return a boolean. But we'll do that after. We'll do it later. I'm gonna do other stuff first, but we can just do this. Yeah, now there's an issue. Might have to start it. Right, it does say it created it, so. Again, there's this. I don't know what that's caused from. I know what the other one is caused from, but not that. And that works. Yeah. Okay. So the X is seen. Oh, I didn't even call it. I wrote it, but forgot to call it. Okay. Yeah. So it does work. You've been logged out. So we don't need to print that, but again, I'm not gonna worry about that because it'll be gone in the light. So I think I'll create a commit case. Let's do. Maybe you can bind this out Odin right now. And we change the name of and engine. I don't remember changing stuff, but let's see, commit message. Right, for more 296. I won't push it yet. I'll push it after the stream. Okay, I'm gonna make a header file that we can also commit. And it's gonna basically just be bits. I don't remember exactly. I have not written a header file in a minute, but I think that is right. And then we can just include that. And it should work the same. Yeah. Okay. Good, good, good. Okay, yeah, and then we can commit this. So let's just write one for all of these. So exit, create collection, create cluster. We make create record. It actually won't work yet, so I won't let that one. We'll do a to do the record of the to do because it's clear from here. So if we look at the record, this is what it uses. I think it can be simplified into just a struct. Yeah, because it uses a map, but I don't think that's needed because I think it just uses the 3 values where you have the record. What does it have? I don't remember. String. Yeah, right here. So pre-token. Yeah, so you have like the of type, so that's int or string or whatever. So it's the data type, and then you also have the value. And I don't think, right, that the dot width is value. I don't think that there is more that really goes into it. So I think it can just be a struct where it's like struct token, whatever. And it'll have the value, which is string, and the type of results. So it'll have to be probably just convert it into it, so I don't have to rewrite it. I don't know if he's changed that in here. I'm not sure if he's gotten to that yet. We can see core engine data. We can look at records. Let's see. Do we have the same open? We need to bookmark this. Please go away. No, so we don't have that. Do we have map? Okay. So it looks like you might have changed it. Library, record, types. Let's see. A record right here. Yeah, so it looks like you might be using that instead now. So that would be better to interact with. So like some of it, I don't know if I even want to do that yet, since it'll be rewritten. But this stuff definitely, it's going to be pretty much the same. So we'll just put that there and we'll kind of separate it so it's clear. Fetch collection, fetch cluster, and fetch record, which actually fetch record is the same thing. So we'll to do for both of those. Okay, so this is gonna be like that, and then the return value we could just fetch the values. It doesn't actually do that now. Okay, yeah, returns the record. I just looked at this actually, didn't I? Yeah, it returns the name, type, and value. Because that's actually useful to know anyway. So it is just a struct, but it's not gonna be compatible. That might be easier to interact with though. Let's see. That's all the bindings I have here right now. Yeah. Okay. So these all do work, kind of. So again, there's this issue where when I call it from here, when I link with the compiled Odin file, it has this issue, which I can actually show if I just comment this out and rebuild it. Should create that issue. This. Yeah. Invalid type assertion from union. I don't know if you can see it actually because I block it out. Let me do this even. There we go. Let me run it again. Hopefully you can see that. It looks like my internet might be dying. The stream may be suffering for a moment. I might wait a second and see if it comes back. It looks like it's still working. Just kind of blurry and laggy. Okay, it looks like we're good. I'm gonna continue. So we have this invalid type assertion from union. It's kind of hard to see. There we go. I moved it out of the way. Now I'm floating. But now you can see it a little better, I believe. Yeah, there we go. So invalid type assertion from union. Blake to be contact. Right, so this is the union to this. So for whatever reason, it doesn't recognize it properly. Let me move this back. There we go. So it doesn't recognize this. So what I have to do is I create a copy of this basically, but it uses it's just an array. And then we just use the int value of this. Because those are correct, but it can't be converted to that. But this doesn't happen when doing it from the CLI. So calling it directly from Odin. So I'm not sure why. So I'm wondering if it does this when you link it with Odin, or if it's just something about calling it from C. It shouldn't be, but I'm thinking. I need to think. Because that's a big issue. Because I don't think it's gonna work for anyone. Maybe add this. Add. Let's see. And 6. I think is what it was. Okay, I'll push this up actually now. There we go. That should work. Yep. Just so it's up there. That's the wrong thing. There we go. Okay, should be up. Yeah, I'll probably have to go pretty soon. 20 minutes. I wonder, like, so it has something to do with how it's importing this. And it doesn't recognize, it, like, creates a new type that is the same as this one. Oh, shoot, is it because it's private? Well, no, because we're using the algorithm, right? Let me see. I'll get rid of that. Does it just work? I don't think so. No. Okay, yeah, so that's not what it is. Right, but it's specifically in where are we calling the hash from? I forget which file it's in, that we're calling it directly. Something in the security. I don't think we have a hash. Security. I forget which one. Crypto. It might be this one. Generate salt. I think it's in here somewhere. Yeah. Okay. So it's actually it's not. Well, these are part of it, but the first one that it hits is SHA 256. So it might not be in here. I can't hit anything. That's in metadata. Okay, so that's what we're at. Right here. So this is where it's actually this one. It tries to call this, and we call this from the hash up here. So we import core crypto /hash. right? And that is what this is, right? So this is part of the file. And for whatever reason, it doesn't recognize it as actually being that, but it makes its own, right? And this algorithm up here, so that's this enum. But then there's issues with the enum. And I tried a different version of Odin, and I think this fixed it because they completely revamped this file. Um, interesting this. But there's another issue where if you look here, dash file, this makes it all into one object file instead of having a whole bunch for all the different things. That doesn't seem to work, and I couldn't get it to work on the latest version of Odin and some of the older ones throughout there. So this one, that works, but then this doesn't work. So that is something you have to deal with when using a not super mature language. Yeah, but I don't know why it's from there. So let me try calling it from Odin. Just making like an Odin file. Let's see, I don't remember how to do this. I think there might be some stuff here. So can you import just object? Actually, I think there was something in not gonna be in there. So go here. Let's see. Because we import this. So for an import go, this is the shared object file. Can we do that with let me try this. So let's do name.open. If we do this, well, we don't need to wrap around it because it's just a test. And then we import these main.h, no, http.h, just this one. We just need this one to test it really. So this prop, and it uses this and this, which are both C string. Whoops, this needs to be a colon. There we go. And this is switch. I think we can import core format because you might need that. And then we can make main rockets. And if we just do ostrich.ostrich db init, can we write a C string? Can we do something like this? Does that work? Not sure. Username and password. Right. Let me see if I can build this. Findings dot Odin build of main dot Odin. Getting a bit cluttered in here, but let me look at I forget how to build it. Right. Odin. Oh yeah, we have to declare package as top. So package name. That might actually fail since that's in there. Alright, so we can't do C like that. I wonder if it what there actually it showed there was a way to do it. This C string. TypeScript full stack app blend. Good point. We should do that. Gotta use React, of course. Next.js, whatever else. Where's just the... Why does this jump around? Okay. Might not actually work. How do you talk to it? Let's see here. So... You can just call it like that. Oh, do we not have to use this? Real bros use Vue and Nuxt.js. Very true. What is weird? I've heard of that. Oh, it's this one. Okay, the green one. There is in here. Right. I forget how this works. So, okay, build mode. Add dash file. Yeah, so that should work. 20 arguments. Only. Is that not how you define it? Procedure. Stream died for a second. That's really annoying. I think it's back, but okay. It's back now. It just died for a second. Okay, we're back. We are back. Sorry about that. I wonder if it's gonna split it into two streams or not. Like on the replay. We'll see. We don't have to do this. Oh yeah, we need to do dot oh. Oh no, it's bindings dot oh, yeah. I should call it ostrich dot oh, not bindings, but it doesn't matter. Knit NLP, what? We're not calling. Oh shoot, you know what? You have to have that, don't. Yeah, that might. Shoot. I wonder if we can link with it when we build it. Revived, yes. If it dies again, I might have to end the stream there, but it shouldn't. It looks like it's going fine now, so we'll see. Right, I forget how to. Right, because it has to link with this, because that's required. If I just get rid of this from, at least right now, from the bindings of the bank here, but I have it open, and just remove that NLP stuff, because it's not really needed at all. Oh shoot, but it's in the rest of the code anyway, so it doesn't matter. Shoot. Do Odin build. Odin help build. There's something we can pass values to the linker. Let me see. Try to make this back and then call this. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Extra linker flags. Can we do? Hello, stream died. Why? Internet died for 1 second. It's working now, right? Hello, how you doing? M7 AMD 6669. Very nice. Nice. Okay. So yeah, I can do extra linker flags. And can we just do, so no. Okay, so that doesn't work. Hacked NASA before. Yes, true. I hacked NASA before. How'd you know about that? And your toaster. And your Samsung smart fridge. Yes, this right, the thing is, there's like an AI feature in this where you call to an LLM for reasons. Right, you can read about it. I think it's documented on here. But there wasn't a package for Odin, so he just used Go. And we could easily make a wrapper for Odin, and we're planning on doing that. But right now we don't. So we have to compile Go into an object file and link with it. And that creates a lot of problems, right? So DB bloated with AI, true. Really calls to an API though, so it's not really bloated. Because it's not like built-in. So so it's not bloated. There is a small amount, I guess, because there's like the command and some of the functions to handle it, but it's not too bad, really. And it's kind of cool how it works. It's like you can tell it, create clusters and table space. No. So there's it's a collection. Here, we can just read about it here. There we go. Wait, oh, I think I sent that already. Looks complicated, but one thing I will do if I learn coding is make a game. Yeah, games are cool. No, it's not tables. There's like files, and then there's clusters within the files. Uh, this. What are collections? It's files basically is what collections are. When they have a name, individual files. I can go clear public standard, and yeah. So for each collection, there's a different file, and then they have clusters, which basically hold records, and the records are the actual values, right? PC is a giant cluster of crap. W. Let's see. Where was I at? I forgot. So these are mostly working. Oh yeah, right. So this wasn't working. The NLP stuff. We call it from here. So who has that? Primordial lags? Why not using Kano? Odin. Yeah, I need to fix Kano. There's some bugs in it right now, which is why I haven't been using it. Um, I plan on doing a stream on that pretty soon, and I'm gonna rewrite a lot of it. Speaking with machines, that's the definition of coding. True. Fine for you. Yeah, if it lags, I apologize. It looks like it's lagging right now, actually. Yeah, people are starting to use the uh my internet is based on like mobile towers, like the 4G towers or whatever. So when people are using it, my internet gets really bad. And yeah. And they're starting to use it now because they're getting out of school and work and whatever. So I will need to might have to end the stream. Yeah. It's starting to get bad. So I'm gonna probably wrap it up and then I will end the stream. Since it's becoming pretty much unbearable. So that's really it. I'll fix the NLP stuff. This will probably be the last stream on the bindings, and then I'll do some more streams on some other stuff. 5G COVID towers confirmed to right range. True. Yes. Yeah, I'll end the stream now. Let's see. Do I have changes? I don't think I really did anything. I kind of was adding new files. Yeah. So I'll do the rest of this off camera. And I might do some more for some other bindings for other languages, which will call to this, but um yeah, I'll help with working on the OshDB Lite, which I think will be fun. So I might do a stream on that, and I'll do some streams on my own stuff as well. Um, it's actually recovering now, but I'm gonna end it anyway because I gotta do some stuff. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.